Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 2 here out of Europe. My name is hi-rez Bart. That's Mr. Dry Bear. And we are looking forward to bringing you XSEC versus Coast. Well, there's not much on the line here. Coast already going to be in that 5th, 6th position for moving into kind of the play-ins. On the other side, XSEC is number 1 overall seed. They can't drop out of the LAN. However, they can secure, although not absolute, they can continue to secure their number 1 seed. They got to basically win out to make sure that one stays in their court.
Well, it's about sending a message at this point. Now that we're getting really close to the wild cards and the regional championship, teams are kind of saying, hey, we're a team to watch, we're a team to fear. So they have to basically come out strong and show what they're made of. Junkway going to be banned out here from Coast, as we've seen before. Actually, I think the last 4 games I've casted, Junkway was banned on the order side team. We're going to see Thor banned out in response for exposed secrets. Geb Junkway is just the first pick team.
XSEC needs to ban Circuit. And they don't, they ban Freya, first pick Circuit for sure.
Well, that's Zinder that's playing on Coast, and we know he does like Circuit.
He loves him some Circuit.
So it could be a Circuit first pick.
Well, Nuwa, Rom, Circuit are going to be kind of the top pick potential, but they will take the Nuwa. Over on the side of XSEC, that means that they will take Ra, obviously. Ra, so very highly favored. And taking a look at a Bacchus. It seems like a very high draft position for Bacchus. Although with Get banned out, perhaps they really prefer this over Athena.
Now, they do know that Tomato does like weird picks, right? So Bacchus is a big pick for Tomato. We've seen Tomato actually play Odin a couple times as well. And so something that's different for them. Rom's going to be locked in here. I imagine it's going to be Circuit. I mean, if you're going to get it, you want to get it before the second banning draft. Going to lock it in here for Coast. They do know it's Cinder.
And Rom.
It's got to be Circuit.
This is the same draft that we just saw come out of Cloud9.
I mean, it's working.
Yeah, it's
working.
1 for 1 actually.
In that exact order, yes. Yeah. Now across the way, Mercury's still available.
Available?
Like literally as I was saying it.
So that one probably, if they lock it, okay, yeah, they will lock that in. So that's likely going to be going to the side of Zalia for that solo laner.
Got to be.
Ra going to be in the mid lane, we would expect here.
Well,
more to the play style of Twig.
Frost's playing different, so I wonder what he's going to jungle this time around. Now, he's played a lot of different things.
Well, there's one thing that Frostic is known for jungling. And when the stakes are high, he turns to the world.
Are we living in like...
The entire world. It is Amir.
Wow.
In the jungle.
Just, like everything that we think is happening.
We assume. Now, that being said, Zalia has played Amir solo, and Mercury obviously can jungle.
Zalia's played Sobek solo.
That's true.
Like
Zalia just plays Zalia in the solo
There's
lane.
the Odin.
So, well, is that going to go to Zinder? Well,
it's Princess Tomato. It's got to be a support Princess Tomato. He's played it before. Now, Odin is not doing well right now in the SPL. He is not performing to a high level. Princess Tomato likes this character, and he's trying to make it work, and I respect the effort, but Odin is not a powerful character right now, and we'll see what he can do with this match. After that, he's going to be locked in for Coast. Now, across the way, they're going to pick up on her here. Now, Paula being banned away, and Rom being picked is kind of like, do you want Neat? Do you want On Her? Do you want Uul? Kind of thing, and if you prefer On Her, go for it. I mean, they're all on the same level.
Definitely seems to be the preferred in Europe, especially. Moex and Funball are both really liking to take On Her out. Smek as well. The Smek,
right?
As we understand it, no longer beating around the Pro League bush.
Yeah, off the TSM starting lineup here, and really seeing if he's going to be staying on the lineup at all. But that's a different life. Now, Variety didn't get his best character, Aphrodite, and so that's something that Exposed Secrets really has to be worried about. Is that if Variety gets this character, he really activates. So they're also going to have Nuwa from above. We saw 45,000 player damage from Optics last game with Nuwa. Corneo is a fantastic Nuwa. Zinder understands Circuit very well. Zinder was an advocate for Circuit when she first came out, when everyone felt like she was not going to be successful, and so he's been playing her for quite some time. Shaggy Shake, a fantastic Rom. So, Coast actually has a really strong lineup here, except for that Odin. This is the one aspect.
Like, what spells
There's no
here?
AoE. There's no... I'm very curious to see how this is going to work for them.
Well, let's go ahead and move into game. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see XSEC is winning this matchup 2-1 already, and they're looking for their 3rd win against Team Coast. We are in game 1 minute until, well, the timer sounds and the lane minion spawn and another 10 seconds for the jungle camps, but that's all too confusing. So we'll just call it 55 seconds until everything gets underway. Let's go ahead and introduce your teams. Coast on the bottom side of the minimap, left side of the spectator UI, and wearing the blue trunks in this matchup, it's going to be Princess Tomato pairing up with Shaggy Shank in the duo lane as Odin and Rom. It'll be Carino as your mid laner on Nuwa, Variety in the solo lane as Aphrodite, and finally in the jungle, it is their newest recruit Zindern on Circuit. Their opponents today, from the number 1 seed position in Europe, it is Exposed Secrets. The captain, Funballer, will be on her, matching up in the dual lane with Half Devil on the King, Bacchus. Zalia will be your solo lane. Mercury taking a leap through the jungle. Frostiak will be your jungler on the Obsidian Shard, Amir. And finally, it'll be Shadow Nightmare as the Diamond Ra in the mid lane. and we'll see if XSEC can continue to hold that #1 overall seed as we get underway.
Frostiak on the Frosty Amir. He actually ended up picking up his Glacial Strike first, and that will be meaning that he's not looking for any major aggression early on. You generally want to start with that stun. So looking for an evasion here. Cornia already going to walk right through a ward and then another ward. It's
yeah,
a lot of vision coming out. And it's good, right? Because you look at Amir and, Frostiak, he's gonna start with no hog and with a potion. And so you basically look at him and say, this is why we saw Exposed Secrets lose their last match. It's because Frostiak went jungle Amir and lost that pot early and had no hog to catch up. And so they double warded it just to say, hey, we have to make sure that this succeeds in the early stage of the game and we'll have a good jungle. Princess Tomato and Shaggy going hard on the left side, forcing Half Devil and Funballer out of the lane, losing a little bit of experience here. Shaggy getting the cripple, getting some damage on Funballer as well.
Ooh.
Mid lane seems to be good, but invasion on the right side.
Yeah, they're going to push them off of that blue buff there. And it will still, however, be secured for Variety. Backside, though, Amir going to be looking for that XP camp for Exposed Secrets. Frostiak not going to have a lot of trouble clearing that up. Just taking the big minion and rotating back to lane there. So curious stuff from Frostiak. Without a hog, though, makes some sense, and he has a great angle here. They're not going to be expecting back in the lane this soon. He is level 3. Oh, Zinder, and he's used his mobility as well. Zinder in a lot of trouble. He will be getting a spill here, but no, Frostiak not even bothering to throw out a stun there.
There's no follow-up. I mean,
yeah,
Murky would have to expose himself with Dash to do it, and he was just full HP and has a lot of mobility, plus an Aphrodite support. I mean, it's too hard to get a kill at that situation, especially with how mobile they are. And he could have at least poked, but
Circuit
I think
has 600 HP.
True, but there's an Aphrodite there with a knockback, slow, heal, and also has the fact that she can jump twice. So it's just very difficult to clear that out. Left side damage coming out here in Funballer. Big rotation for Frostiak heading over to the left side of the lane. Will he look for a gank? They have no wards there, but I guess the call came out from Cornia to just let him know that it's happening. They're going to meet him in the jungle. Frost Breath, Glacial Strike, damage coming out, belly flop. There goes the jump in, the wall comes down. Shaggy in a lot of trouble here, trying to get away. Can he get the distance he needs? Needs a wall, needs something, needs an impale. The body blocking from Princess Tomato saves the life. He jumps over the wall, makes it out, and somehow you put your heart in the cards and the friendship makes it work. Wow.
Shadow Nightmare has kind of resolved himself to deal with Zinder, and here Zinder getting down about half HP as the Ra is able to shirk that one off. However, Zinder's going to be running right into Half Devil. Half Devil's going to miss that belly flop just a little bit out of range, but they did steal away that orange buff, giving Frostiak the second orange buff of the game. And, well, that actually is huge for the Amir as he gets a lot of his, well, all of his early game damage, basically, for clearing camps out of his in-hands using Frostbite. Once the burst goes out, he's got nothing left. He's got long cooldowns and everything except for that Glacial Strike. And, well, the in-hands are what really do it, pairing up with that passive.
Well, he's also very slow. Because he started the magical potion,
he
can't buy Tier 1 boots for the movement speed. So getting 2 movement speed buffs allows him to move around the map more effectively, clear out the camps more effectively, and really just get more out of his life. No ultimate coming out here, looking for some damage on the left side. Not going to be able to finish anything off. We do see Zelia about half HP, or just about a third there now, as he takes a little damage from the minions. 3 minutes into the match, we're going to see a 0 for 0. Shaggy Shank survived that last fight thanks to great body blocking coming out from Princess Tomato, keeping his buddy alive. The mid camps are spawning though, Bart, and they're getting over there to try and contest this. The left camp will be protected here by Princess Tomato, but it's a 3 versus 1.
I can't imagine he's going to try to aggress into that one. He's just going to go back to the Gold Fury. It looks like it will be a split, at least for the moment. And yeah, it will be indeed. Right side going to go to Coast, left side to go to Exposed Secrets. In the right side, though, their Aphrodite, she made that rotation. Zelia did not, so he'll pull ever so slightly ahead in farm. And we'll get a bit of wave control off of this as well, as Variety is forced back into the lane. And, well, Zelia, knowing he has the advantage in the lane for the moment, at least, is positioning himself accordingly. But now he's in some trouble. There goes the special delivery.
Left side damage. Desert Fury coming out. Shaggy Shank taken down by the pressure of Frostiak, and that's going to be enough. Huge aggression there, and it was perfect. The wall from Frostiak cut out the dash. It's the one downside of Rom is he doesn't really have.
How does he land that
takes.
spell?
Oh, it's rough.
How does he land that spell so often? It's such a hard spell to hit.
Wall, Frost Breath. Does he have an ultimate available? There's the slow again. Does he have the jump? There's no jump available. Frostiak might get another kill. He does.
The kid is just so good on Amir. And, like, the thing is, there's this really short period. There's, like, first 2-3 levels where Amir is just so susceptible to invades and kind of counter jungling and just counterplay in general.
They nurtured him.
And then, yeah, they've just got him to the point where he's now level 6, and he's got his Glacial Strike at level 3. He's 1-3-1-1 in his build, and he's ready to go and look for the Gold Fury soon, as that Amir ultimate does a lot of damage to the objective. However, Shining Hope for Coast, they have picked up an orange buff onto Zinder, stealing it away, that second spawn from Frostiak, so they will slow him down at least a bit.
We saw the movement speed off on the right side, taken away from Exposed Secrets. Ghost went over there and grabbed it, given the fact that Frostiak was on the left side of the map. Remember that Frostiak on Emir gets a double damage auto attack if someone is frozen by his 2 or his 3. There goes the initiation. Frostiak looking for some damage. Zinder's going to be popped up there. Ultimate coming out from Emir. There's the grab from Mercury, forcing the wall again. The damage is way too much here, and there goes the hit. The wall almost
yeah, not sure what that was for, but
that was rough. Rotation coming out here from the mid lane. They're going to take the damage buff. Exposed Secrets is basically, are they on some kind of like performance enhancer? Like they're just so angry and aggressive right now. They're all up in Coast's face.
Well, I think the team gets a lot of its kind of chutzpah, if you will, from Frostiak here. And when he plays
Left
this
side,
aggressively
Toxic
this
coming out here. There's the Belgian Gods as well. Forced out his Princess Tomato. There goes the wall. Jump over the wall. He goes. Projectile still going through. He finds the kill. Shaggy Shank trapped inside of nothing. As you can walk through those, of course. But there's also Belgian Gods coming out from half double. Up in the air he goes.
This should be free.
Obelisk stun?
Yeah, there should be an Obelisk stun coming up, but no. Funballer actually, surprisingly enough, not playing aggressive, but they spotted out the circuit rotation and realized he had to back off Zinder.
Right.
Gonna look to close the distance, but he's not going to make it in time. He may get a taunt out onto Half Devil, but I don't think he can really bring enough.
Got an ult, pushing it back.
There's a new ult.
There it is.
1, 2, 3.
Shots.
It's not going to be enough. Not with that pillar as well. It's going to slow him down. Half Devil's going to survive that one. In the meantime, continuing to roam the map is Frostiak, continuing to accelerate his farm as well, and he's looking to be in a pretty good spot for himself, leading all players in net worth at 4,100 gold, and well, all the top 4 positions in net worth are currently held by Exposed Secrets.
My God, well,
and before an objective, right? That's pure farm.
Yep. Well, I mean, look at the damage done so far. It's all Frostiak. I mean, he's got 2,600 damage, and then we've got 1,700 from Funballer and 1,500 from Half Devil. So just the long lane and the jungle from Exposed Secrets is doubling. It's basically just summing over all the damage done from Coast so far. Right side Variety going to take some damage from Mercury. Does he have an ultimate available? Will he dive this tower? We're going to force him back in there. But look at the experience difference in the solo lane here as the mid fight breaks out. Damage on Princess Tomato. The minions are there. Have to look for the belly flop. There goes the trap inside. Shaman by himself. Frostiak missing the stun. Now look for the ultimate. Princess Tomato's trap. There goes the damage, but very minimal. He popped up his little shield there. Of course, the Raven shout right before the explosion went off. It was A-OK.
Boy, Funballer. Look at him on the left side. He's rushed an empty Transcendence, now picking up his tier 1 boots and starting to stack that bad boy up.
Love it.
He's ready to fight.
I like Transcendence a lot. I think it's a powerful item that doesn't really get utilized as much as it possibly could. One of the highest, if not the highest, damage contributing physical items in the game. Nearly 100 physical damage comes from that item, depending on how much mana you have.
It is the highest, I think, unless you, for some reason, have like no mana pool and you could have bought a Shifter Shield. In certain situations, maybe it gives you a little bit more, but here, well, Carreño and Zin are going to be in a lot of trouble as they've tried to kind of aggress this, but they didn't really do anything to them when they were taking that orange buff. And now you got to deal with an Emir that's faster than you and has the walls. Carreño in a lot of trouble with no escapes remaining. It's going to be enough to pick up that kill as the rotation comes out as well from Funballer. There's going to be another wall available. There it is. 3 seconds for his next cooldowns as well. 2, 1, and now going down. Oh, Frostiak misses his second stun of the game, but Glacial Strike is down as well. Princess Tomato doing a pretty nice job of actually kiting them around here. Frostiak's going to go down. Princess Tomato's going to stay right next to him. Say, what up, homie? There's a slow coming out. Rob Ultimate's there as well. He doesn't get the added power from it, but they secure the over-aggression from Xsec and 2 kills for Coast, their first 2 of the game.
All right, so some damage coming out on Variety, forcing him back to the tower. Imagine how powerful the Odin ultimate would be if it spawned a tower in the middle of it every time you ulted it. I mean, that's where the damage came from. I mean, that's the whole point, is that he's able to trap them inside with damage effectiveness, and they just couldn't move. I mean, Frostiak was like, well, how's it going? How's life? How's the weather?
Oh, yeah, I like how they just hung out next to each other for a minute.
What else is he going to do? He knows that his best route is outward because he has, of course, on the left side, you're going to have Shag running towards you. You're going to have the ultimate there. He knows he has to go through the jungle, so he's basically waiting for his opportunity, but it just did not present itself. Again, the right side, Zaylia dropping pretty low here. Variety is just boxing like crazy. And again, he's so good at this Aphrodite solo. Now, granted, you look across the way, Zaylia is out farming about 700 gold. And again, to your point, there's no objectives being taken just yet. So this is just pure 700 individual gold between the 2 solo laners. Zaylia doing a fantastic job of keeping his farm up. We're going to see Funballer going for his Transcendence, completed 24 stacks up on that. Now looking to finish off his boots here. So physical power, more mana, and the ability to regenerate mana a little more, and also have the fact that he converts your maximum mana into physical power. Powerful item, going right into penetration here.
Some trouble in the mid lane of Shadow Nightmare. He's actually eating a lot of damage out of Zindern. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to secure the kill. Those ticks not going to be powerful enough still at this point with that poison. What we'll be curious here to see is, will it be an Aussie from the on-her? That's what I thought. Right side lane at the blue buff. There's a little bit of aggression. It's actually going to force out the Nuwa ultimate. Not sure that was needed by Carreño. Zaylia stuck in an awkward spot, but he's going to be okay. No ultimate available, granted, but he does have special delivery back
Frosty
off cooldown. And now comes a conversion once again from Exposed Secrets. They're going to find Carino. At least beads are going to be forced out. Frosty does have the wall. There it is indeed. Here comes the spell, pumping out the damage. A lot of it indeed. That ultimate's going to hit a lot. Boom goes the dynamite, and down goes the members of Coast as Xsec continues to pile in. Zalia is not going to go into tower range there versus Princess Tomato. He's just going to heal up in that raw beam, and well, Amir once again showing us why he is the original boss of the jungle. 5,300 player damage, almost doubling, well, the next highest over on the side of Coast. But let's not forget about Bacchus here. Half Devils put out a rotund and robust 4,800 of his own.
Yeah, 4,200 damage out there from Bacchus. Now, Nuwa, the only one putting up numbers similar to Exposed Secrets. And of course, she does have the fact that Fire Shards has probably done about 40 to 50% of that, considering the fact that she has not been in very many fights. So she has to have that ultimate for damage built up here. So in every regard, Exposed Secrets is in the lead right now. You can see 2,000 healing has been done by Ra so far, and we saw in the last fight. 4,200 gold and 8,400 experience in the lead for Exposed Secrets. And right now, Coast needs to find a way into this. But again, you have Zindern, who is currently tied for the lowest level in the game with the supports in the match. Level 9. He's not doing so hot for farm either. He's at 4,700 gold. You look across the way, he's actually he's the second lowest gold in the entire game. Actually, he is the lowest gold in the entire game. He's 4,700 total. He's so far behind on Serket, and it's not going to make a big difference, but a big difference on the right side will be made as Variety gets punched to death. Wow, and a Gold Fury started up from
and he
Exposed
can pressure the
Secrets.
tier 2 while this Gold Fury goes down. A great map positioning right now from Xsec. And look, they're going to disengage at the Gold Fury, but they're going to try to keep the fight alive as they want the Mercury to get that split push on the tier 2. You can see every member of Coast shading over to the left side here. And Xsec is perfectly happy just to continue aggressing. And look, actually, Zaylee's going to make the rotation as Amir comes in. He does have Blinkering online. The burst is good for Zindern. Down he does go. That's a lot of their kind of kill potential in these fights is going to be on the back of that Serket, and she is no longer available. And now Zalia is coming into the fray. He has an ultimate available. Frostiak, however, continues to lead the charge. His spell's coming back off cooldown. He's going to put the hurt on Carino or Shaggy Shank. Gold Fury goes away for free, leaping in. Blinking in as Princess Tomato. But now the ultimate being used by Frostiak as well, and he's successfully zoned out 2 members of Coast, and now they're down to about half HP as the Major Look comes out. They're going to turn their attention to Princess Tomato over in the left side lane. Desert Fury being used. Princess Tomato, Intoxicate. Duration is going to be held inside there. There's the freeze coming up for Frostiak. Smart stuff from Baller with that raw damage. Picks up the kill, and now they will take a tier 1 as well on the left side, it looks like, at least for their trouble. Serket and Shaggy Shank maybe looking to make a play on Shadow Nightmare, who's in a very awkward position. But will it be enough damage is the question. There's the new ultimate as well, now leaping over Zindern. This should be a free kill onto Half Devil, pushing him back. He needs to spread away. Indeed, he will. Smart plays. Frostiak, he's under the tower still, but the tower does go down. He will drop the Shaggy Shank. And Coast looking to drive this one home. Variety has popped the sprint. He wants to find another stun out onto Funballer, but Funball is going to push him away, and that's going to be that. Even as Zindern comes in, the snipe is big from Shadow Nightmare.
Variety dropped it down. They're looking for the damage on Funballer. Is Zindern for the shot? Can they find it up in the air? Goes Shaggy Shank, missing 2 out of 3, hitting that secondary shot. Not going to be enough to take anyone down. And Exposed Secrets, even when they got super greedy and dove a tier 1 tower, they only going to find 2 kills on Exposed Secrets, whereas Coast really cleaned that one up. And
yeah, I'm going to check that. Coast actually picked up the Gold Fury in that fight. I called it as Xsec, but it wasn't. Coast picks it up, and taking a look at our graphs, it's still a 10,000 experience lead on the side of Xsec, and it's a 61.
Coast doesn't have a Gold Fury.
100 gold. Yeah, no, they didn't. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. I misread that. It was indeed Xsec. So Xsec picks up gold and XP off of that. 6,000 gold, 10,000 experience separating the teams right now.
Rough.
Well, there's going to be an E staff. The ethereal staff is going to be done here any moment for Amir.
Well, I think the story of this match is really just Zindern. I mean, he's 1-2-1 with a short sword, and he just doesn't have any damage. And you know, when you look at the lineup, right, if Ra gets trapped into a blue buff with a Serket, he shouldn't be leaving alive. I mean, that's the whole situation. They need to have that burst assassin damage, but given the fact that Zindern is so far behind right now as far as where he should be, 1-2-1, and he's just got 10 physical power, 5% critical chance from that hidden dagger. You look across the way, Frostiak's about to finish off what I would imagine is going to be a gem of isolation.
Variety might just get chased down here. Nope, the freeze does miss, and the collapse.
Well, they had
is not
rotation from Corneo as well, and they also have Shadow Nightmare there, just kind of push him in. But you know, you look at, and again, look at Corneo. He picked up a lost artifact, and now he's going into book.
It's a slow build, if nothing else.
Zalia priming the ultimate, looking for the shot right side. Bacchus in, Frostiak again, trapped inside. Big burst damage. After that ultimate buys time. Ultimate coming through here, looking for Frostek. Can they force away? There's a big dirt damage coming up. Xaylia jumping in, looking for some punch damage. Can he actually force out this fight? Zinder's going to be trapped just a little bit. Half double taking a lot of damage, jumping forward. Xaylia taking some from perspective, but very, very minimal. Zinder looking for the burst. Aphrodite avoided with the dash actually outside of the birds. Damage on half double may be enough. They could get the kill on the support while the fight breaks out in the mid lane here. Half double going down for free.
Yeah, Exposed just getting a little bit too chippy there. Thinking their advantage is perhaps a little bit bigger than it actually is, or at least trying to fight 3v5 in the jungle was not going to be good for them. Shaggy Shank going to start pumping the damage out into Shadow Nightmare, but there's no real kill potential here. Princess Tomato going to bring the bird bomb, but you can see at this stage in the game, even against the Hunter, it's just not that much. Funballer going to eat some birds for his trouble as well here. Variety could get frozen out now by Frostek. The slow comes through. There's the wall as well. Variety will be able to scoot through it, but he's going to get pinned out by Funballer, and the damage from Xaylia is there as well. The made you look, and he looked indeed, and down he went. Xaylia getting a nice positioning here. Let's take a look at the cooldown on his ultimate. He's 25 seconds away from having it back online, but smartly, Coast is going to recall. They're going to leave Shaggy Shank to try to defend this one, but they're this is all bend, and it's probably going to break here, as I'm not sure that ROM's going to be enough to stop the push into the mid lane here.
Well, if they decide to go for it, they're sitting in the left jungle. There's a Frost Breath coming out, not going to land. They're trying to defend it. Now, Odin, does he have an ultimate? It looks like he does indeed. They can trap inside the tower. That's really the main deterring factor that's going to force him off of this. Searing Pain onto Zinder just to send a nice message. Ultimate coming out, going to try and find it. There goes the mage. You look and Rampage for Xaylia. Just for free, the fastest God alive strikes again. Now, looking at the damage numbers here, Bart.
They had to know that was coming.
9,400 for Mercury. And you're looking at it, right? You're going to see 3,400 damage dealt from Odin. I'm not buying that he's the damaging Guardian.
Yeah. I mean, well, he is a warrior. Right? I mean, yeah, he's not doing a lot of damage here in this game. There's no question. But a lot of that has to come down to the fact that Frostyak is just disgustingly fed right now.
He's all over the place.
Like, his levels aren't there. Like, Xaylia sitting at level 17 has been farming like mad, but Frostyak has the Ethereal Staff and the cooldown boots and a Blink 3 and beads. He doesn't really need anything else at this stage, and it's going to be hard for Odin to do much because of the control that Amir is going to bring to the table. And here you're going to see it perfectly executed as a pillar comes out. There's the ultimate from Bacchus as well. Zinder gets stunned out. A couple auto attacks are going to take him out of the fight. Variety still stunned. Still intoxicated as well. Princess Tomato toss back in for the rest of the team. The punch is coming through. He cannot make it over the wall. And speaking of walls, Shaggy Shank walled out as well, forced to run away as Frostyak absorbs a lot of damage in that fight and makes it all happen. Surrender vote coming out from Coast.
That raw ultimate is perfect. I mean, he lined it up 2 shots. Variety took it, and he got the kill there onto Corneo. And, you know, I think just comes down to perfect coordination. There's a ward inside the Heartbeat camp. They're not letting up. So much vision and control coming out from Exposed Secrets, and Coast is just being laid to waste. The amount of damage that's coming out, and we saw Shadow Nightmare line up a wonderful ultimate into a Frost Breath. And I think the problem is that, you know, the people that aren't supposed to be doing damage on Exposed Secrets are doing a ton of damage so far ahead.
Right.
Ra, Emir, very utility, high damage. I mean, Intoxicate coming out from Bacchus. He's doing how much damage? At current point in time, Bacchus does 7,300. Bacchus has done more than everyone on Coast except for Corneo. He's outdamaged their Hunter, their Guardian, their Soul Laner, and their Assassin Jungler just with Bacchus' ability.
Yeah, he's sitting basically square with Onher and Ra on his team.
Oh, man.
At about the 7,000, 8,000 mark. At nearly 10,000 is Amir, and at nearly 11,500 is the Mercury, who's really pulled ahead in the last few moments. That last ultimate putting about 1,500 damage in its own.
Well, we got the Mirror ultimate as well, spreading a lot of damage out, and now it looks like he's going to be going for a Witchblade just for movement speed and physical protection. And at that point, once he has a Witchblade, Zinder and Shaggy Shank are going to have almost impossible odds at killing Frostyak in a 1v1. He's just so durable and tanky. You have to keep in mind that when you run a Guardian in a damage role like this, Guardians naturally have higher stat gains in protections and HP. Because he's a Guardian, he's going to get more HP every time he levels and more protections every time he levels. And so right now you can see him, his H-bar is just so full of HP. Now, of course, he's going to work with Ethereal Staff, but, I mean, let's see. Emir currently is sitting on a 2670 HP pool.
That's quite a bit. Well, during that analysis piece, guys, the Gold Fury did go down to Exec here, and the second one of the game does go their way here. So, well, now they're going to look to make a play on the right side of the map, looking for a pick probably, and then looking for a Fire Giant on the back of it.
Oh, the crits.
Backside Funballer putting out some damage, but they can't even really invest too much in trying to stop that backstab realistically here, because if they do, this is what's going to happen. Frosting, how does he hit that spell so often?
So good.
The kid is just a natural at that one. And, well, Tier 2 on the right side does go down. Only 1 tower remaining. Shades of last game, actually, is what we're seeing here. 15-5 in favor of Exposed Secrets. And they're going to fall back for the Fire Giant.
That's it.
knowing that, well, it's at least going to be some backs coming up for
Shadowman
Coast.
and Funballer are actually standing in the jungle here looking for an ambush. They realize it's not going to come. They're just waiting for anyone to trail behind. They were standing on a ward, unfortunately enough for their plans. The Fire Giant is stacked up here. Zalia has Ultimate Prime. They're just trying to bait this out. The rotation's not going to come from Coast. It looks like they're just going to let this one slide. Rotation from Shaggy Shank will be in the area looking to poke, but Frost is going to be there to stop them completely. He has a wall available. There's the stun. There's the damage. Fire Giant is going to be dropping low. Searing Pain coming out. Explosives gets the Fire Giant. Now looking for the kill. Going to find Prince Tomato. Rampage for Funballer. Going to find another kill on Zinder. It's a double kill as well. Now the fall going to come through. Ultimate coming up for Shaggy. Going to find a shutdown on Zalia. Zalia not able to put as much damage as he wanted in this fight. Frostiak dashing away. Jumping in place is going to be... Oh my god. It's the third kill of the fight. Funballer looking for the quadra kill. It's a double kill as he looked for Corneo dashing away. There's the Frost Blast. There's the Glacial Strike. And that is going to be that.
Oh, he gets the unofficial Penta as well.
Wow.
And yeah, we call that one the in and out.
The in and out?
The double.
Why you gotta remind me of things I don't have anymore?
You got checkers now.
Oh, God. Sticky shake.
Right side Phoenix is going to be pressured now by Exposed Secrets, and it doesn't seem like there's much that Coast is going to be able to do to hold them out, at least from taking the Phoenix. The base is going to be broken here as well. They should be able to pick up the mid Phoenix as well and perhaps pile in for the victory with that Fire Giant buff still active and a very, very resilient Funballer here. 30 seconds for his Desert Fury ultimate, but his sprint is coming back online if they want to try to go in. Raheel going to sit down, and nope, they're going to go ahead, fall back, regroup, and look for the kill in the next push.
Well, we see Mercury ended up rushing the Deathbringer, and he actually didn't do a whole lot of damage that last fight. Got shut down from the AoE, and credit goes to Coast on that recovery. I mean, they had a really good engagement there, but they're starting to feel what it means to have 15,000 gold separating you and your opponent. And at this point, it's really difficult for them to put any shots in, and when they do, they can't finish the fight. They really have to expend all their resources just to stop the start of the fight, and then they have to leave because they have nothing left to give, whereas Exposed Secrets kind of have endless pockets here with how much they have built into itemization. And now we've, oh my god, it's going to be Transcendence, Warrior Tabi, Deathbringer, and then he goes home and buys a full short sword. He is going to be hitting for 6, 7, 800.
Is going to fight into 3 here? No, he's not.
He's going to make you look, and he's going to leave.
He's going to make him look, and then he's going to run away.
Look at me.
Look at me. Surrender vote coming out yet again from Coast. Oh, this time they're going to actually let it go through.
Wow.
20-6 is the final score here. Exposed Secret's going to win this one, and they're going to end up with a 15,000 gold differential and 20,000 experience in their favor.
Well, 21 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock when the game does end. Exposed Secrets now moving even further ahead in the charts. They're going to be moving on into a very extensive 12-6 versus the Mortality, who's 12-7. So they have one loss less than Mortality in first place, going up against Coast. Coast now going to drop to 4-15. They have the second lowest record in the SPL so far, counting both regions. And you look at the numbers, it's not all that surprising. You can see that Frostic ended up dropping 12,000 damage that game. Same thing for Funballer. Funballer ended that 9-0-3.
Mortality only has one more game this week. Exposed Secrets have a game tomorrow as well versus Cloud9, and then a game on Sunday versus Mortality. So I think if they win the game versus versus I'm crazy here, versus Cloud9 on Saturday,
right,
I believe that does secure it for them. It depends on the head-to-head matchup versus Mortality, but it looks like Exposed Secrets, at least with that win, if they just win over Mortality, kind of regardless of what else happens, they will secure the #1 overall spot and force Mortality in that second seed. But taking a look here at the end game stats, well, you can see the story of the game spelled out a lot in the levels there. But Funballer, 9-0-3, the captain of the team, plays on her, and his build was Transcendence, Pen Boots, right into crit. He was looking for the big numbers in this one.
Oh,
and,
man.
well, let's take a look at this. It ends up being a pentakill by the end of it, but it's a double kill to start. Here comes the first one coming out as Desert Fury's channeled. One goes down, the second as well as Zinder tried to pile in, and then here comes the rest of it. The second double kill coming out shortly. Mercury does go down to that Shaggy Shank and back-off combination from the Aphrodite, but Funballer keeps the cool. There's the disperse. There's the second opening to the double kill. He's going to take down Shaggy as well. 2 double kills, and then, well, Carino is going to do what he can, but Blink Amir has had enough of that, and the final shot is there with the crit. Funballer with the pentakill to end the game, the deicide as well. Exposed Secrets wins over the boys
It's so
of
scary. I
Coast.
mean, the crit damage coming out there, and I think the biggest thing about this is that Odin is really being picked as the most aggressive laner, guardian, warrior thing that gets picked in the lane, a lot of burst damage, but I'm not buying it. 4,000 damage dealt that entire match from Princess Tomato, and he was in almost every single fight, initiating, counter-initiating, just not dropping the damage numbers they'd like to see. But let's go ahead and check the updating standings of the teams in Europe as well as North America shortly. There it is. It's going to be 12-6 for Exposed Secrets, 12-7 for Mortality Esports. Right behind them in third place is 11-8 Team Solo Mid. Cloud9 HyperX is the 9-9 Cloud9 right now in fourth place.
All nines.
8-11 SK Gaming. 4-15 for Team Coast. Over to North America, which you'll be seeing later today after patch notes. 15-3 for Cognitive Red. Cognitive Prime 13-6. 10-7 there for Dignitas in fourth place. Right behind Dig is 10-8. And Fat Chunk Ensemble 5-14 and 1-16 there for Thirst at the end. But man, it's getting so competitive here.
It is.
Just look at the top four for Europe. I mean, they're just right behind each other.
Dig's got a big game coming up later tonight. They got to find a way to beat Cognitive Red, keep their number 2 overall seed hopes alive. They want to take over Cognitive Prime. They first have to take out the sister team that is looking like the older sister team these days. Right. Cognitive Red is going to be the big milestone for them. Snipe also has to continue their winning streak if they want to catch Team Dignitas. So a couple of must-win games coming up in North America, but that Dignitas versus Cognitive Red, that's the big one to take a look at, guys. Coming to you live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That does do it for our coverage of the European Smite Pro League for today. North America starting in about 4.5 hours, but starting in quite a bit less time than that is going to be your patch notes preview for our upcoming patch with the Bakasura remodel. We'll be back with that one in probably about 15 minutes, guys, so don't go anywhere. Patch notes coming up right away.